Hey y'all, it's Akiria, aka AK, and today I'm going to be talking about spirituality and things that I have learned. Let's get into it. So, I want to start off with hypervigilance and fear, which is very prevalent within the spiritual community, especially for people who are embarking on their new journey of going within, self discovery, spirituality, outside of organized religion, right? Hypervigilance and fear. It has us in a chokehold. And I know how powerful it feels to start to connect with God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, a higher power on your own, learning new tools and seeing things manifest in real life as a result, seemingly as a result of your own efforts, right? On the flip side of that is this magical, like, everybody's out to get me. This person is cursing me. They're putting a spell on me. They're doing root work on me. And I find that a lot of times that's not the case. From what I've learned and what I have experienced in my own lived experience, is that a lot of times we can curse ourselves. And I'm not saying anything new. I have learned this over time from different people I've learned from and worked with. But we can actually curse ourselves when we talk bad about ourselves, our internal dialogues, things we say, oh yeah, my dumb ass. I ain't gonna never da 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 the way I'm blah 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 blah. My God, I'm never gonna get this. I'm always gonna be blah blah. I'm these things. And then once those things start to play out in our reality, we're looking around like over our shoulder. Who is that? This person cursed me. They're speaking down on me. I got haters. My coworkers. Da, 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 da. And I ain't gonna say there ain't no hating coworkers, okay? But usually, I find that the hypervigilance and fear, the hypervigilance and fear that we look at in the outer world, a lot of times is coming from within and within our own self, and the way that we talk to ourselves and our mind and our limiting beliefs and beliefs that were gained from trauma, childhood trauma, anything, different vows we've made way back in the day when we don't even remember. Oh, I'll never fall in love again. I'll never blah 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 blah. Anything. And then 10, 15 years later, we're wondering why we're still in this cycle, in these cycles where we feel in love, let's say, where we feel like we can't find the one. Our love life is cursed. I'm meant to be alone forever. Those types of things. We've spoken these things, whether we say it out loud or within our own brains. And that's how we end up showing up in the world. Also, I feel as though with the fear, we tend to overcomplicate a lot of things, because if we don't step this right way, or if we don't pray this right way, or if we don't pull the cards in this way, or we don't do, I don't do spell work, but for those who do, if you're doing those things, oh, I didn't, I don't have this right, blah, 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 or fill in any blank, that all of a sudden there's going to be this horrible torrential downpour on our lives for this and this. Let's just calm down. For instance, a friend gave me an example. She was in a spiritual group and someone heard these birds outside of their window and just was freaking out that someone was going to die and checked on their partner and everything, because they heard these birds outside singing and they were like, ah. And me and my friend had that conversation of like, yeah, we're Scorpios and a lot of times it's that deep, but sometimes, as she mentioned, it's not that deep. They're just birds. They're just doing their things. We assign the meaning to them a lot of the time. And I do understand that there are, totem spirit animals and totems and omens that come through ones, and, different animals and stuff like that. But I'm just speaking to the far extreme where it's like you can barely move because you're so afraid that this something outside of yourself is coming to get you. And so, yeah, that's all I really want to say about the hypervigilance and fear. And that's not to discount the fact that there are people who will try to come at you in spiritual ways. Our government, for example, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual warfare, those things are very real. I'm just speaking about the basic level of the individual, how we move throughout life. Hypervigilance and fear. We're done. Okay. Let's go ahead and cross that off. I talked about us cursing ourselves, kind of knocked that one out. That's kind of self explanatory. And there is work to be done around breaking these vows and things we speak over our own lives internally, whether we say it out loud or not. We can curse ourselves. And a lot of times, most of that is coming from our own self. So pay attention to your internal dialogues. Pay attention to how you react when you have that breakup. Pay attention to how you react when you get fired from that job or you walk away from that job or finances are not flowing as smoothly or as abundantly as you would like to see. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself about yourself and stop talking to yourself bad, okay? Stop it. You are not dumb. You're not lazy. No. There are always opportunities for growth. But stop talking bad about yourself. I had to personally really sit with myself for a couple of years to rewire and undo the negative self-talk that I had going for myself within. And another thing that I noticed is when we stop talking about ourselves like that, the less likely we are to allow anyone else to talk about us like that. And we can actually expect and set that standard and expectation that no one is going to talk to us like that, because I don't even talk to my own self like that. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We always say, my mama don't even talk to me like that. You shouldn't be talking to yourself like that either. Let me rephrase. You would benefit from not talking to yourself like that either, okay? And once you have that set for yourself, no one else can touch that. And you can stand on that firmly, okay? So, yes, we curse ourselves. We can. Um, the next and last but not least, spiritual teachers rooted in truth and integrity. Spiritual teachers, whoever you link up with, whether it's in person, online, community, even just reading articles or what have you, taking classes online, there's a lot out here. What I've learned is that spiritual teachers who are rooted in truth and integrity will make the message plain. Make it plain, Pastor. Okay. They are going to make it plain. You will not have to do mental gymnastics around what the information it is that they are giving to you. Or even if you're having, I don't know if you're getting a reading from someone or what have you, even if someone's prophesying to you, it's going to be clear, okay? If they're teaching you and they are rooted in truth, they are going to make that message plain and understandable. All that jargon around just all this complex, complicated language you've seen the post on Threads, on Instagram. I don't know what be going on the previously Bird app, X, whatever. You've seen it where it's like, oh, quantum with it, and we XYZ and the spirits and and then it's just like, bro, are you Einstein? Because any other way, this makes zero sense. Give the message. A lot of those things that are so complex, and I'm not talking about like ancient languages or things of that nature, but just messages about if there's someone teaching and all of those and what they're giving you is just screwed and chopped and just convoluted, that is more for the ego. That is ego work. That is them putting on, fluffing up their feathers. This is me. I'm gonna no. Spiritual teachers who are rooted in truth and integrity, they are going to give you the message as is. They don't gain anything outside of service from the divine onto the rest of the world. They don't gain anything outside of that from beefing themselves up like they know so much and it's so complicated, only I can really understand. And if you don't get this, then no. Ones who are rooted in truth and integrity, They will give, they will serve, they will make it plain, and you will understand it. And they're not going to be belittling you because of where you are on your journey. Okay? So, anyway, I think that's self explanatory as well, or enough is said. Anyway, let me know what you all have learned in the comments below. And I will catch y'all later. Thank you so much, you lovely people, for watching. Let's go ahead and cross that off. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Mwah. Thanks.